It was a humid Thursday afternoon, the kind where the air sticks to your skin and every sound seems amplified. I'd been at my cabin for 2 days, finally taking time off from my consulting job. The place was quiet, just a wraparound porch, tall pine trees, and the sound of crickets in the distance. But as I sat in my rocking chair, laptop open and coffee in hand, the peace shattered. A convoy of 3 SUVs pulled into my graveled driveway, their tires crunching against the stones. The lead vehicle had HOA Neighborhood Security painted on the side, but the font and design mimicked a sheriff's patrol car almost exactly. Behind them, a black pickup truck with Community Enforcement Unit stenciled on the doors carried 2 men in tactical gear. Out stepped Karen. You know the type. The HOA president who acts like she was elected to Congress instead of a volunteer committee. She was in full power walk mode, clipboard under her arm, oversized sunglasses hiding her eyes, and that trademark permanent scowl etched on her face. Her voice was sharp. "Sir, we've had multiple reports of suspicious activity at this property. You'll need to come with us for questioning." I raised an eyebrow. Suspicious activity? I've been on my porch for 2 days, doing work, alone. Yes, and that's the problem. You've been seen here too often. This cabin is within HOA territory, and we don't have record of you as a registered resident. I chuckled. That's because I own the property outright. And for the record, this cabin was built by my grandfather decades before your HOA existed. One of the tactical gear guys stepped forward, his hand hovering near an empty holster. "Sir, you're resisting an investigation. We can do this the easy way or the hard way." I put my coffee down slowly, keeping my voice calm. "Let me guess. You think you can detain me until I verify my residency?" Karen's lips curled into a smile. "Exactly. HOA bylaws give us the right to remove trespassers." That's when I decided to play along, for now. "Sure," I said, standing up. "But you should know, everything you're doing is being recorded." I pointed to the small camera on my porch rail, one of several I'd installed after previous HOA harassment. Karen laughed, dismissing it with a wave. "That won't matter in court when we have witness statements." The faked officials moved closer. One actually pulled out a zip tie as makeshift handcuffs. That's when I knew this was going to end very badly for them. They led me to their SUV. I didn't resist. I wanted every second of this on camera. They put me in the back. No Miranda rights, no warrant, nothing. We drove to the HOA office, a rented storefront that looked more like a glorified storage unit. Inside, Karen sat me down at a folding table under fluorescent lights. She slid a piece of paper across the table. "Sign here to acknowledge your violation and agree to a $15,000 fine for unlawful occupancy." I stared at her for a long moment. "Karen, do you know what false imprisonment is? Because you just committed it, along with impersonating law enforcement." Her smug expression faltered. "We are allowed to—" "No," I interrupted, "you're not. And here's the fun part. I'm not just some random cabin owner. I'm an attorney, and I've been recording every word you've said since you stepped on my porch." Her face drained of color. You can't sue us." "Karen," I said, leaning in, "I'm not going to sue you. I'm going to sue the HOA, your so-called security company, and you personally. And I'll win, because your bylaws, they mean nothing outside your subdivision." I stood, picked up the unsigned violation, and ripped it in half. "This meeting is over." When I walked outside, 2 county sheriff's deputies were waiting. One of my cameras had uploaded the footage in real time to cloud storage, and my neighbor, a retired police chief, had called it in. The deputies were already questioning the security officers. I handed them my phone with the video queued up. 10 minutes later, Karen and her fake cops were in the back of real patrol cars, headed for the county jail. It didn't stop there. Over the next 6 months, I filed a civil suit for unlawful detention, harassment, and defamation. The HOA's insurance refused to cover the legal costs because their actions were knowingly illegal. By the time it was over, Karen had lost her house, the HOA dissolved, and I had enough money from the settlement to renovate my cabin twice over. Now, every time I rock on my porch, coffee in hand, I can see the spot in the driveway where their SUVs pulled in that day. It's a reminder, sometimes the best revenge is patience and a perfectly timed lawsuit.
I am Liam. Subscribe for more HOA madness. Thanks.